Hello everybody, I'm George Conley from Scratch Golf Tips, and today we're going to be looking at how I go about practicing my putting. This is not putting before a round, this is putting in a totally different setting, kind of if you're just out there to practice. So this here, this session that I filmed was about 45 minutes of putting practice, but you can obviously condense it down to 20 minutes or however much time you really have with it. But I always start from about 10 to 15 feet away. Right here, I'd say I'm about 12 feet, and I do the gate drill. Put two tees about an inch, maybe a little bit less than an inch outside of each end of the putter, and just roll a few putts. This really helps me with getting my distance control down pretty early. As you can see, I'm really not leaving any of these short, which you never want to do from this distance. And also my alignment and reading of the break. That all of those fundamentals are kind of set in this first stage of my practice. Now, what I really like to do with my putting practice is add in some element of pressure, because when you're on the course, a lot of putting can be it can definitely put some pressure on you. So what I do here is the only way that I can complete this aspect of my putting is when I've made all 4 putts in a row. So sometimes I can be out here rolling just these putts for 30 minutes. It's great practice, but there's also pressure after I make a few. So obviously you can see here I'm making a decent amount of putts. My line is pretty good. If anything, I'm missing high to the left because I'm hitting them too hard right here. But I'm still trying to lock that in. That one was a little bit slower, so it lipped out on the right edge. And you can see that that one lips out pretty hard to the right. So something that I do with putts that are a little bit longer outside, I just finish them off like that, just so I make sure that I'm not 3-putting from 15 feet. But as I continue to go through this drill, you can definitely feel that pressure. You know, I make one right there. I'm sick of this drill by now, to be frank, because I've been doing it for about 15 minutes. I just need to make all 4. There's my second roll. That one's another good one. So I'm halfway there. The nervousness kind of starts to set in around ball 2. There's the roll. Nope, missed it low. And let's try it again here. That's a pretty good roll. A little bit too slow, although it did go in. I like to hit. This is a bit uphill, and you can see that left to right break towards the hole. There's 1 in a row. Second ball, that's a good line. I like that pace a little bit more. Third ball, only 2 more to go. Just snuck in on the right edge. Here we go to finish off the drill. Pressure is on. I missed it low again. Oh no. Let's see if we can get it done on this one. It seems tedious, and that's because it is, but using a lot of this consistency and kind of getting a lot of reps in really does help a lot with your putting. The better feel you have, the better putter you are, and you increase feel by practice and just continuously rolling putts. You know, Jason Day's putting for 3 hours a day. I don't think necessarily you should be putting for 3 hours a day, but just whenever you can, always putt before a round. But some people go to the driving range and they just try and get their drivers and wedges in, but work on your putting. It's a huge part of your game. And there's 3 in a row. My club kind of blocked it. So here's the 4th one. I got to make this to move on to my next drill, and you guys are probably sick of watching it too. That's a better line, and yes, it's in. On to the next drill. So the next part of my putting practice is working on my pre-stroke routine that I'm doing right here. Having a pre-stroke routine with putting is huge. You'll see any guy on tour do it, and a lot of very good amateurs do it. So let me break mine down for you right here. First thing I do is I go 1 and 2 in a continuous stroke. That's how I get my pace. Clean off the club head, line up to my ball. I anchor my back hand to get my alignment, and then I roll the putt. We'll see this one more time, but this is just what I do before every putt, so I have that comfort in what I'm doing, that stability in my stroke. So if you don't have one yet, I would try and form one. It's a great thing to have. From my pre-putt routine, I then move on to a little bit of lag putting. This is probably 35, maybe 30 feet out. And I'm just working on not 3-putting any of these, but I'd also like to stick it close and maybe make 1 or 2 of them. Obviously, it's pretty easy to make them after you've seen the line and you've hit that putt so many times. So here I'm a bit frustrated because although I'm leaving it just barely short, you can't make the putt if you leave it short. Also, I did putt this many times, but I still had trouble with the break. because if I kept it about pin high, it would dive way off to the right of your screen, to my left. But that left to right break wasn't really prominent on the upside of the hole. So just lip out on that one, but I think I'm getting closer. Really focusing on distance control here. I kind of rammed that one, and that would have been probably 2-3 feet past the hole, but I guess when it rains it pours, because I make two in a row right there. But just working on your lag putting, getting that feel over distance. Again, just continual work. I also like to always end on a make. But now I move on to the short putting. I put 4 balls around about 3 feet out, and I see how many I can make in a row. Some people go up to 100. I just see how many I can make until I get really, really frustrated, and I already missed one right there. So let's count this streak. That was 2. There we go. I'm just focusing on center cup, having the ball land in the back of the cup. I don't want to ease it in there. You kind of want to get it home. So some players really do a lot of this. I know Mickelson's favorite drill, putting-wise, is to do this 100 straight times. But just do it at your own pace. A lot of people get shaky over these putts, but you can gain a lot of confidence just by doing this drill over and over again. You also get 4 different kinds of breaks by doing this drill, since you're on 4 sides of the hole. So just put each ball 2-3 feet outside. What some people would call gimmies. Don't take the gimme though. Challenge yourself a little bit, and keep sinking the putts. This is another way to add pressure to your game as well. Once that number gets higher, maybe you're closer to your record. You might get a little bit nervous, and then but just keep the break in mind. Never overplay the break. That's a big issue that a lot of people have. That ball kind of came up and back down, but that's because there were already 3 balls in the hole there. So as that number increases, you got to stay hyper focused. A little miss hit will really cost you, obviously, but keep putting them in the back of the hole. This is overlooked. People go to the putting green and they do 20-foot bombs and they hope that they can make them all. But a lot of people lose a good couple strokes every round on this. So it's important to note that right there. Streak is at 11. This putt actually slides a little bit. I think I overcompensated. Yeah, overcompensate right there. But those are the 4 parts right there of my putting game that I like to focus on when I practice. Obviously, what you do doesn't have to be the exact same. For what I did right there, that was about 45 minutes of putting, and I obviously edited out a lot of the stuff because this video clearly isn't 45 minutes. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you'd like to subscribe to the SGT YouTube channel, that's on the left side of your screen. On the right side is a recommended video. Thanks for watching. Play well and take care.